welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and I am so excited that you decided to take time out of your day to spend with me, because today we are essentially just wrapping up some of my fall reading. There are some books that didn't get a chance to be in a vlog because, you know, filming is hard these days. So I thought, why not just throw them all in a vlog and call it a day, okay? So here we are. Let's hop into the books and see what I ended up rounding out my fall season of reading with. Okay, it's time to talk about A Dark and Secret Magic by Wallis Kinney. And a little bit about it, we are following Kate Goodwin, who has curated her perfect life as a hedge witch. She lives in a secluded cottage with only a black cat for company. And she spends her days foraging herbs from the forest, gardening, and creating tinctures to sell at the apothecary she owns. Her solitude is thrown into disarray when her older sister reaches out and asks her to host their coven's annual Halloween gathering. The day marks the beginning of the new year for witches and is also Kate's birthday. To complicate things further, a handsome man from Kate's past turns up at her cottage asking for sanctuary, and it is Kate's duty as a hedge witch to honor this request. And so Matthew has to stay with Kate, and she has her guard up because he has tricked her before. And there's also this mystery element to this as to why Kate was named a hedge witch. She didn't really get to choose. In this coven, you get to choose whether you want to be like a book witch, kitchen witch, sea witch, hedge witch. And Kate's mom kind of basically told her that she was going to be a hedge witch, and Kate just kind of went along with that. So then we have this element of trying to figure out why Kate's mom named her to be a hedge witch, and then, you know, some other things start to unfurl as the truth comes out about all of that. So first off, I will say that this book is vibey as heck. Like, the cottage core, witchy, fall, Halloween vibes in this are immaculate. Like, if you are looking for that, and just a little bit of the creepy, eerie, but not too much. As a scaredy cat, it was fine. It was just very atmospheric. So if that's something that you're looking for, you need to add this to your TBR ASAP. It felt a little confusing to me at times because it felt like some things were over explained while other things weren't really explained at all. But I think that was on purpose because this is a situation where we find out information along with the main character. So we kind of had to be in the dark because Kate was in the dark. It felt kind of imbalanced on what was explained and what wasn't. I feel like this is a micro trope at this point because I feel like it happens fairly frequently in fantasy books where everyone around the main character knows more information about the main character's situation than they do, and they aren't really as forthcoming as I feel like they should be about this information, and they aren't willing to tell the whole truth, so the main character has to kind of piece it together bit by bit. And I feel like that happens in this book, and sometimes it's just a little annoying to me because why will you not just tell the truth? If you know what this girl has going on and what her mama had going on, like, and her mom has passed away at this point, she's dead, so it's like, tell the girl, because her mama can't tell her. So, like, you know what I mean? And yes, her mom should have told her, but there are other people at this point who know what's going on and y'all ain't saying nothing. Rude. I don't like it. Let's talk about Merlin, this black cat, and how he was the cutest side character ever. There was a situation that happened and Merlin did everything that he could to try to save Kate, and it was just the cutest thing ever. And I'm just like, oh my god, I need a cat. Like, Merlin was so cute. Loved him. Going back to my previous point about the secrets and the people not you know, telling Kate the truth who knew the truth. It was very much a lot of secrecy and a lot of hypocrisy in this. And, you know, it just pissed me off just a little bit because, you know, people love making decisions for other people and trying to call it something else. Like, oh, I was just looking out for you. I was just wanting what's best for you. I was trying to save you from this or that or whatever. And you don't give that person the actual chance to make any decisions for themselves. And it's just very upsetting. Like, just tell the truth and let people decide what they want to do and how they want to proceed with the information they have been given. That's all you have to do. Like, it's not your job to decide how this person wants to live their life. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I really enjoyed reading this book. I rated it 4 stars, and it's just so fun. It's so atmospheric. There is this mystery element to it, like I'm kind of skating around, and you know, it's kind of fun to guess and try to figure it out before, you know, it's revealed. And yeah, I really enjoyed this book, and I thought I would, but I was just a little skeptical. So I'm happy that I actually got to read it this year. It was on my TBR last year and I just didn't get around to it. But yeah, this is definitely one that will be on the recommendation list because I just think that, you know, it was fun. It was unique, and I had a great time with it. I feel like I'm gonna start repeating myself. So yeah, that's all that I have to say about a dark and secret magic. Okay, let us talk about There's Pumpkin About You by Athena Carstairs. And this is about Ren, who has been given the chance to plan her best friend's 30th birthday party. And she is determined to create this really big situation to further her party planning business. So she decides to team up with the Finch family at Gold Leaf's Pumpkin Farm and use this perfect fall venue to create this party. But then that means she has to work with Gus. Gus is a grouch, and so right away they have some kind of beef or whatever and have to figure out a way to work together so that both of their businesses can benefit from this party. First off, I would just like to say that the word whilst is used in this book a million times, and I just, you know, if I'm noticing it and like it's a lot, and it was a lot, and I just want to know, like, is that her favorite word? Like, why are we using the word whilst so many times? Like, I don't even feel like I use that on an everyday basis, but it was like just on every other page in this book. I'm like, okay, friend, we might need to find another word, because you know what I'm saying, I'm sick of reading whilst. Okay, I had some issues because starting out, Ren and Gus was at each other's throat every second. They were constantly arguing. They could not have a conversation without arguing. And I'm just like, y'all, we are adults. Stop it. Like, y'all are trying to work together for the benefit of both of y'all's businesses. Like, y'all both need this. And y'all want to argue like this? It's not even that serious. Y'all aren't even arguing over anything. Y'all just are just being childish. Like, shut up. Nobody, like, it was so bad. Like, why are y'all arguing like this? Like, y'all don't even know each other to have this beef. It would be different if like something happened back in the gap and that's why y'all don't like each other, but y'all have no reason to not like each other. Stop arguing, please. It was just way too much for me, and yeah, I didn't like it. Now, Gus does have some form of neurodivergence. I can't remember exactly what it is, but he does, and the people in his town tend to treat Gus really bad and think that he's just like this really mean person. He is given the grouch persona, and that's just because he has a very honest way of speaking and he says what he thinks, and people take that as him being rude, and you know, he doesn't really pick up on the social cues as well as everybody else. And so I really hated how the people in town treated him, and because he is, you know, self-sufficient and can take care of himself, they thought that he was making up his diagnosis even though he got it from a doctor, just saying, oh, you know, he, just is looking for a reason to, you know, be able to be mean with people without it being checked. And I just thought that was so heartbreaking that people treated him that way. And I thought that it was good to see this representation and, because it's real life. It's very sad, but it's unfortunately real life for some people. I hated Gus's daddy. I don't know what it is in books, but the books with people with shitty parents just keep, I kicked the thing, just keep finding me. And it's pissing me off. Because why are y'all shitty parents? Stop having kids if you're not going to treat them right. Please. It pissed me off how awful he was to Gus for no reason other than that he was different and not like his other sons. And like, bruh, don't be having kids if you can't accept them fully for whatever or whoever, unless they are harming other people. Like, ooh, Gus's daddy pissed me off for real. I was reading this though, and I was fully expecting to be, to have fall shoved down my throat, for this book to basically be throwing up fall just based by the title and what was going on. But it actually didn't really have a whole lot of fall going on. So if you're looking for something like that, then I think this is a good recommendation for you. Like, obviously it's a fall story, but it's not all like pumpkin spice, and yeah, it's at a pumpkin farm, but it's not doing all the things crammed into one book. Okay, because there are some of those. So there's a scene in the book where Gus and Ren's friends are going to them separately and trying to get them to stop being annoying and just get together. And the way that the friend group, there's a scene, and the friend group is literally calling each other out on their BS. And it's just like, if you have seen Tyler Perry's Why Did I Get Married, and at the table when shoot, what is her name? I want to say it's Angela, but I could be lying. I don't remember her name. But she was married to Marcus, and like they going all around the table, like just telling everybody secrets, and boom, like, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like it was one of those moments, and I was clutching my pearls and cackling because I'm like, why y'all coming at each other like this? Like, are we friends if we telling everybody secrets and stuff like that? I don't know, but it was funny to me. I wasn't expecting it, but I had a good time reading it because I wasn't the one being called out at the table. So, that was fun. I rated this 3.5 star, 3 or 3.5. I think it was fun. It was quick. It was seasonal in a way. Like I said, that arguing at the beginning really just pissed me off. And I feel like I would have liked it more if she had cut that sooner. And this is a slow burn, so I'm not saying I wanted them to get together sooner. I wanted them to stop arguing sooner. And I think that's all I have to say about this book. I do recommend it if you want to read it, if it sounds good to you. It was fun. And like I said, some really good representation in this book. And yeah, that's all I got. Okay, y'all, let's talk about Just the Tipsy by Audrey Vaughn. This is actually the second book in the Stryker family series. It's a series of companion novels. I think we follow each brother, but the synopsis of this says, fake dating the town's golden boy when we're total opposites is risky, but falling for him is even worse. My new neighbor, Waylon Stryker, is Jepson's most eligible bachelor, gorgeous built and kind-hearted. I stick out like an LA-shaped thumb in the small town after inheriting a dilapidated house and tiny dog. But when I need my ex to back off and he needs his family to stop pressuring him to settle down, Waylon comes up with the perfect solution, a fake relationship. It would have been perfectly transactional if I hadn't drunkenly told him about my spicy bucket list. I prayed he'd forget about it. Instead, he vows to help me check off each task. Turns out, the kind veterinarian who lets kittens fall asleep in his shirt pocket has a dirty mouth and sinfully skilled hands. But this has to stay fake, no matter how much we connect outside of the bedroom too. Jepson and Waylon were only ever meant to be temporary. Can someone tell my heart that? So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. First of all, I am like embarrassed that I even picked up a book by this name. It's just No, I do not like the name of this book. I didn't like it. But anyway, I went into it not really expecting great things because of the title of the book. And, here we are. So it did tackle some heavier topics that I was not expecting just from like the synopsis, the title. It all gave silly goofy, but there were a lot of heavier things discussed in this book. So that was surprising that it had some substance because I honestly just thought it was going to be all smut, but it was not. Surprisingly so. It was kind of weird for me that every couple in this series is going to be a black woman and a white man, and not I don't mind that, but it feels like it's very intentional for this series. And I don't know, it just gave me a little bit of an ick, and it didn't feel organic. It felt almost forced in a way. And so I don't think that I would be continuing on in the series. Even if that wasn't the case, it wasn't interesting enough for me to want to continue on anyway. So we'll leave that there. I honestly don't think that this review is going to be long because I don't have a whole lot of positive things to say about this book, and I try not to just like harp negatively on books. I rated this book a 2-star. You might want to try it if it sounds like something that sounds interesting to you. But it just wasn't it wasn't for me. And I went into that kind of already knowing that anyway, but I was just looking for a silly, goofy time. Like I just needed something light and fun to read. And the spice was pretty good. Our main character, not I forgot her name that quick, but our main character wanted to explore her taste sexually, and that was like the bucket list that she was talking about. And so we got to see that, and I thought it was done in a really good way that didn't feel icky. So that was a positive point about this book. And yeah, that's all I got. That's all I have. I just kind of wanted to document that I read it, and yeah, but I would not recommend this. Just saying. Anyway, moving on to the next book. So, Deja Brew is the third and final book in the Elemental Love series by Celestine Martin. I read Wishful Thinking earlier this year. I say earlier this year, but I think it was like a month or two ago. And I decided to skip out on the second book because I wasn't a fan of the person who was going to be following, so I decided not to put myself through that. So in Deja Brew, it says that two opposites might just get a second chance at love, and we follow ex-celebrity chef Serena Caraway, who has had the wackiest October ever. Her cooking powers are on the fritz. She failed to land a career-saving job, and she embarrassed herself at the town's Halloween party. Just before midnight, she makes a desperate wish for a second chance to fix her life. The next morning, Serena wakes up and realizes that she's repeating the entire pumpkin spiced flavored month. Even sweeter, she runs into Gus Dearworth, whose magic leaves her spellbound. A former reality star, Gus moved to Freya Grove to rebuild his reputation and heal his broken heart, but his restless magic is tempting him to return to the spotlight, and his secret crush on Serena is making him want to try something dangerous like fall in love again. When Serena realizes he can help her fix her powers, Gus makes a deal. If she'll help decipher a mysterious cookbook in his collection, he'll help her get her magical groove back. Here's the thing. I was skeptical going in, and you already know why. This was marketed as a second chance romance, and y'all know how I feel about them. So yeah, but I decided to give it a shot anyway, just because it looked so cute and cozy. I just could not. Okay, so I gave it a shot, And first thing, like, I really enjoyed the flirty banter that Serena and Gus had. I just thought that they were really cute. Their chemistry was great. It was believable from the start. And I just had, like, I love some good banter. Like, you know, that's kind of my thing. And they had that throughout the entire book. And I just thought it was really cute. Like, I was here for Gus and Serena. Because I knew this was a second chance going in, I was waiting for it. I was looking for the signs of it. Like, I'm trying to peep, right? Because I need to know if I need to get out soon. You know what I'm saying? But I was confused because the whole time I was like, okay, so how is this a second chance? These people don't know each other. You know, where is the second chance if we ain't talked about the first chance? And so I was confusion. But stay with me, okay? Stay with me. Y'all, I am fighting for my life against a cold. I'm gonna try to edit these sniffs and stuff out, but like, work with me, okay? I will say this about the entire Elemental Love series. The magic is not really explained in this at all. And it almost gives like a magical realism vibe, but then you have like different types of creatures in this book. Like the first wishful thinking, the love interest was a merman. So like, I'm confused. The magic, it gives magical realism, but then you have extra creatures in this. I'm being nosy. And at the same time, Gus is a magician. So I'm like, what? It never really explained the powers. And I know that's not the point. It's more focused on the romance, but it left me with a lot of questions about how these things are happening, if that makes any sense. The second chance part, once it's actually revealed, because it's kind of like a reveal since you don't know what's going on until you know what's going on, I actually thought it was cute. So it technically is a second chance, but technically it's also not. So I was able to get behind that. I thought it was really cute. I liked how that was done and the reveal and everything, and I was really like, oh, which was shocking, you know. So I was happy that I was able to like this book despite it. I wouldn't even put that in the synopsis if it were me, but you know, it's not me, so it's in there, and it kind of makes you look for it, but it's definitely not gonna happen in the way that you expect it to happen. Well, at least I didn't expect it anyway. I feel like the ending of this really let me down, okay? And I was so annoyed with both Serena and Gus because all they had to do was have a conversation, have one simple conversation, but instead they decided to beat around the bush with each other. But with all that being said, I did end up rating this book a 3.5. I really enjoyed the fall vibes. If that's what you're looking for, then this will give that to you. I thought it was really cute with the baking aspect of it, and then Gus is like a nerdy historical type of collector person, so it was just giving cozy, giving, you know, all the things that I like. Would recommend that you know, pick this series up if it sounds interesting to you. And yeah, that's all I got. Let's talk about the last book in this video, and that is going to be I Accidentally Hired a Shadow Walker by Jessica Cage. This is the third installment in the hilarious and dangerously sexy Accidents Happen series, a fast-paced fantasy romance that throws no-nonsense security boss Jerica Brown into a whirlwind of sabotage, forbidden attraction, and dimension-jumping mayhem when she's forced to partner with a smugly irresistible shadow walker and discovers that saving her company might mean losing her heart. Jerica Brown is used to being the boss. As the fierce, no-nonsense head of her own security firm, she's just landed the contract of a lifetime until her lead agent walks out on her and takes half of her staff. So with her reputation and business on the line, she does the unthinkable and reaches out to a former frenemy for help. And to Jerica's surprise, her frenemy has sold her business to Raymond, and they have a very interesting first meeting. But Jerica decides to make him a subcontractor on this really big deal that she has gotten. And, you know, she uncovers a secret about Raymond. He's a shadow walker, and it's shocking to her, but Jerica also has her own little magical secrets or whatever. And, you know, things get a little messy real quick. So first off, I would like to say that I love Jessica Cage's commitment to starting her books off in the most ridiculous, wildest way possible. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, you just are not expecting her first chapters of her books. Like, when they talk to you about like writing essays in school and, you know, talk about like hooking people in and making them want to keep reading, Jessica Cage, I'm pretty sure she got an A on every paper because she can write a hook. Okay, she can write a first chapter. She can get you real quick, and it's just I absolutely love it. It's hilarious. Now our friend Jerica here is she has a Dom personality, put it that way. And, you know, it was cute. It was really cute. I was like blushing a little bit. I was like, okay, Jerica, I kind of like that. I kind of like you. Okay, I see you. I really liked Raymond as a love interest as well. I feel like the way he could take control of situations just really worked for me. You know, just like it worked for Jerica, it worked for me. I feel like me and Jerica are very similar. You know, we handle things on our own, and we like to be in charge and in control of things. We need to be in control of things. So, you know, having somebody who can take control of things when we don't necessarily want them to, but they know you. So anyway, yeah, so that was cute. So Jerica just kept going back and forth about Raymond, about whether she wanted to be with Raymond, whether she liked Raymond, what was gonna happen with Raymond. I'm like, girl, you know you like him, and you would like take 2 steps forward and then like jump 5 steps back. And I'm just like, you're giving me and Raymond whiplash. You're gonna have to make up your mind, sis. Like, you know you want this man, just let it happen. Just let it happen. And eventually she did, and we got the love story that was needed. But it wasn't just Jerica having a hard time admitting that she liked Raymond. Raymond was also having a hard time admitting that he liked Jerica. And I'm like, oof, y'all ain't 2 sides of the same coin, or whatever the little saying is, because y'all acting just alike right now, and it's too much. Both of y'all need to get it together. Come on now. I thought that the caretaking scene that is in this book was everything. It gave everything. It was everything to me. It gave everything. I just loved that. Like, Jessica Cage really do know what she's doing. I rated this a 3.5 star. I have a great time whenever I am reading anything by Jessica Cage. Even though I've only read this series from her, like, I thoroughly enjoy it, and I want to keep reading in this series. And I am very excited that there is going to be another book for me to read, because for a second there I thought that this was going to be it. But that ending that she gave us set us up and clearly let us know some stuff about to go down. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I am so very excited to see who we meet next, or if it's somebody we already know. We got, like I said, that last chapter, tea was being spilled, and I need to find out the rest of the information, because I feel like I only halfway know, and look, I need to know everything. So yeah, I'm really happy that I decided to go ahead and pick this up, and will definitely recommend it going forward. And friends, that is it. We are wrapping up my fall reading and wrapping up this video. So in this, we read, what did we read? We read A Dark and Secret Magic. That was a 4-star. We read There's Pumpkin About You, and I rated that a 3.5 star. We also had Deja Brew at a 3.5 star, and I accidentally hired a shadow walker at a 3.5 star as well, and Just the Tipsy at a 2.5 or 2 star, one of those. it was a mixed bag, friend. It was some hits and it was some misses. But, you know, we still had a time. Books were read. We had a good time. Fall vibes were vibed. And yeah. Glad to finally get this video out in the middle of December. I mean, technically it's still fall because, you know, winter doesn't start till like right before Christmas. But, you know, it's okay. We're not going to talk technicalities. The video is here and we got it done. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, anything that you do to support me and my channel. It is very much greatly appreciated. I hope that you have a great holiday season, no matter what you celebrate. And remember to take care of yourself, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye. I can't wait.